rolling. Another episode of Quick Start Creative starts right now. All right, so here we go. What are we doing today? We are doing this. All right. So, interesting little doodad here that we can do. Let me kind of now. One of the things here with this is that I'm going to go a little bit further with this, but is a nice simple. It's a nice simple graphic. Again, it's one of those things that I when I'm teaching new people how to create something. This is one of those areas where you can really get a lot for very little. So you can learn a lot of things with just a few things. So one of the things that come up with this is layers. So when we talk about having layers, working with gradients, and working with the mask. So those are three elements. Those are the three strong elements in this. So I've already kind of went through it real quick. This is kind of the rough draft of what we're looking at. So this is the rough draft of it. So we'll do that, and then let's get started. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead here and select all, copy, and I'm just going to start brand new. Okay. So one of the things that we have going here, we need the text to kind of weave through the dancer. And so that means that we have to separate the dancer from the background. And of course, to do that, if you've been following along, you know that we're going to go to quick selection, select our subject. Okay, now I'm going to add a little more here when it comes to selecting the subject. It's something that I haven't really spoken about yet, but I'm going to get in here. And we're going to take a look here and see where the problem's at. All right. So you can see here's the problem child, the fingers, right? So normally I would go through this tutorial and I would just kind of jump in and out, but I'm going to show you something a little bit more here. So I'm going to go to my lasso tool. And what I'm going to do is, if we come up to the top here, I don't know if you guys can see it here, but right up here, it says add to selection. So add to selection means that I am going to go in, and let's kind of zoom in so we can see it. I'm going to go in, and as I make my selection, you see the dancing ants. That's what the selection is. And now I'm going to add to it by just drawing. Complete the cycle, and it added to the selection. So come over here, circle that, add it to the selection. And I am going to use I'm going to use my tablet here. Oh. Okay. Can't use my tablet. It is the little thread is missing out of it. Okay. I have to get another pin for it. So I'm just going to go ahead. And then here I want to subtract from that selection. So I'm going to take this and remove it. So you can see with this tool right here, and let's go to add. I can say, come in here. Add the selection here. And this is one of those things where for a situation like this, right? I don't have to be this accurate because I'm just kind of showing you guys how to do something real quick. But if you were dealing with a client and doing some real work, you would want to get pretty accurate with this. I wish there was a shortcut. I could make a shortcut to go negative. So you can see, but I try to decide which one I want to use most and then go with that. All right. So this right here, I need to go negative. And so I don't want that. So you can see here, all those fingers right here. Let me add to the selection. And I just do little chunks of pieces, at a time so I can kind of play around with it. Okay. Now you can see this hand, all of this. Okay. We got almost none of that. And primarily because it had a difficult time with the hair. So that's the reason why when you get here, Photoshop just really had a difficult time dealing with this hair. But we're just going to go ahead and get all of that in. And we'll deal with the hair a little bit later because that's going to be problematic no matter what we do. So we'll deal with the hair later. Okay. So that's one of the things I want to show you, that we can kind of go in and really get into minor details of this just by doing this. All right. So you can spend some time. I always tell you, you can spend a lot of time doing this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I actually want a mask because what I want to do is kind of work with it. All right. So working with this mask, what I want to do is work with the hair a little bit. And one of the first techniques we're going to use, we can come in here and do fine edge brushes, and we can kind of see if we can get, I don't know, I may live with it, but you can see here, it's pretty problematic, right? We really, all right. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. So we got a lot of issues going on with this arm. So I'm just going to brush everything back in. And I'm going to paint with white. I'm going to bring all of that back in. Okay. So all of that hair needs to be there. All of that needs to get back in there. All right. All right. And you can see we have some issues going on here with this, but one of the things we can do, clone stamp tool. Here's a new tool. Haven't really. If I wanted to, I can just kind of take samples and kind of brush this hair back in. If I want to kind of thicken it out, so you can see I can kind of fake it. I can fake it a little bit. And so if I needed to come here, I can kind of take this, brush that hair in. So we can fake it a little bit if we wanted to, but that's not so bad. Let's live with this. Okay, let's create a duplicate of this. And we're going to remove this mask. And on this mask, we're going to apply the layer mask. Okay. So what we have is we have her separated from the background now. Okay. So now it's a matter of putting in our text. And let's go ahead and really don't matter the size. It doesn't make a difference what size. I'm just going to resize it anyway, but I want to find kind of a font width. I'm going to find a font with the all right. I think elephant or evergreen. Elephant. Let's go with elephant. And then let's go ahead and resize it. So we have our FL. So let's put it there, because what I want to do is I kind of want to make this portion right here come in front, and yeah, I think I want to make this portion come in front. I want to put this behind her. And let's see if I space it out a little bit more. Not so much. So this is called kerning. Do a little kerning with this. Oops, don't want to do that. Let's go with 100. All right. All right. So I think this is what I want to do. I want to have this kind of like this F in front. I want this in front as though her arm is coming through there. I'm probably going to put this little area right here in front with the L. So and then I'm going to bring this in, and then I'm going to bring this in front. So that's what I'm going to do. And then let's just go ahead and duplicate the layer. And we're going to We'll bring it down and we're going to put it right on the floor here, right with her feet. And we're going to change this text to OW. And we'll see. I kind of want the W. I'm going to have this W come in front. I did kind of want to have her feet poking through that O there. So let's do that. Let's take this. All right. Maybe. I don't want it. So I want the W. Because I want that W in front. So that goes right there. And I think I want the O. I think what I might do, I'm going to separate the O and the W. So because I want this W. That W right there. Okay, I'm being particular here, but I do want that W right there. And I want this O here. Because I want the O to kind of look like her leg is kind of flowing through there. All right. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and put a layer mask on our top layer, and let's begin the process. So the way we do this, I'm going to hold down the control button and select the layer, and it's going to create this the dancing ant. So it makes a selection of the letters. I'm going to select my mask and I'm going to go over here. You can see I'm kind of toggling between this black and white, and I am going to put it on wherever I want her to disappear. I'm going to put it on black. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to paint with black because I want this in front. I want her in front here. So we got her in front here. And do we want her behind the L? Yeah. Let's try it. Let's see what this looks like. Because I really do want most of her face. If I do all of this, that means all the hair goes away. And let's do that. All right. So we got her. covered there. Deselect, and now you can see it looks like she's kind of hand is reaching through here. Um, and we're gonna do some things with the shadows and stuff. Actually, we're gonna make this pretty cool. All right, so we do that, and then let's go down here. Now this one, this O. Let's see if I'm gonna get what I want um, with this O, because I said I wanted her coming through this O. I wanted her stepping through the O. Okay. I can deal with that. Now the question is with the W. What's what's a good way to do the W? Do we bring the W, just put this behind her here? Or do we do more? Because she can't. If I do that, I'm kind of wondering, is that enough? Is that enough for the W? All right. All right. So there she is. All right. So we have her kind of going through the text. Now, this is where things can kind of go, um, let's say, a little bit crazy, right? Because if I'm above this F, let me go to FL, put a layer, get a black brush, take the flow and the opacity down, and then come here and right here, I can put a little shadow in, right? So wherever she's in front, over here, right? So down here, let's see, I could clean that up some too. All right. So you can see we can kind of, let's go to the W, and this is going to be much lighter. You see, we're just adding some elements here to add a little realism to it, because the shadow is here. That means we need a shadow here. Because that's where the shadow is. All right. And she's probably making a longer shadow on that. I mean, the shadow she's doing is probably falling over that W. So if I were to take her, Control J, apply the layer mask, and then kind of backfill. Oops. We need the selector, and then and then go Alt backspace. Put her down, and then slightly. What if I move her? I don't know if this is going to work. Gaussian blur. Control T. And go to this. Because she is kind of over here like this, right? Because she's kind of falling back. Because it's kind of falling back this way. So that means there should be something over here. Should be something there. And then just take that opacity all the way down to like nothing. And then, I could wipe it off the front. No, that's not. All right. So we got there. We got us a little shadow going. Let's go with the gradient, because in this image you can see that they use color from the dancer. So that color here is probably similar to some color on. So you can see it's getting close. So they pulled a color from him and created the gradient. Our dancer, she has a really light brown. So we're going to go ahead and take that color and then take this color, and we're going to create a gradient for our text. So let's go ahead, click that gradient. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to click that gradient. It's a little bright for me. Let's go with something like that. All right. So we're going to go with something like that, and then we'll put it there, and then we'll put on the W, create another layer. All right. All right. So now we have our gradient, and you can kind of see, because we used this same color fill, that it went through all the way down. We could have threw a little blue in there, but now we have her reflection here. We could attempt to get the flow for the reflection there, so we could try to do that, but nah, no worries. We don't have to deal with all of that. So there is the final results. took a half an hour. Just wanted something really quick. And you can see that we went from, let's take all of this. We take all of this. We group. And now we can say, here's the beginning. Here's the end. All right. And again, a really basic concept in Photoshop, because again, it's just the gradients, it's just some selections and a mask. A really, really simple project for you guys to start with. So I'm going to put this up and I am going to link it and I'll make this one live. So really quick tutorial on how to weave fonts through our individual. All right. So that's the live chat. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a great evening. I am out. All right. Oh, by the way, I sent out the invites trying to build up the Quick Start Creative channel. We have the page, we have the Quick Start Creative Facebook page. We have the Quick Start Creative Facebook group. We have the Quick Start Creative YouTube channel. So this is streaming live to YouTube. It's streaming live to the QuickBook, to the Quick Start Creative group. And of course, it's streaming live on my individual account because that's where most people are at. And then it will go on the website because we have quickstartcreative.net and we have the Quick Start Creative podcast. So we are trying to build a brand. I am working on it. Technically speaking, everything went live on June 28th. As far as I'm concerned, June 28th, everything is live. So we are slowly but surely building a brand, trying to get it out there, and we're going to keep moving. And we're going to be teaching some stuff here, especially for brand new people coming into to the creative field. So Photoshop, we're going to be dealing with Photoshop. We're going to be dealing with Premiere. We're going to be dealing with After Effects. We're going to be dealing with Camtasia. So if you are looking to start, let's say, online courses, you want to start a podcast, you want to start virtual training or anything like that, or you just want to get creative, you have your own company, but hey, you've been using templates, but you want to kind of expand that. That's what Quick Start Creative is for. So appreciate your guys' time, and it's a wrap.